Hey, what's up guys? One of my favorite things about backpacking and backpacking gear in general is as I'm out testing and using different pieces of gear within the same category, the evolution of that gear changes, and my desires and what I really enjoy about that piece of gear changes. And so we're going to talk about my current favorite go-to backpacking water filtration system. Now, you could go back a year and it would be totally different. You could go 6 months from now and it could be totally different. But for right now, currently for November 2018, let's talk about the Sawyer Micro Squeeze and the Aquamira drops. Alright guys, so a few weeks ago we touched on doing a comparison of the Sawyer Micro Squeeze against the Sawyer Squeeze and the Hydro Blue VersaFlow, which I've got here, as well as the Sawyer Mini. Now, I went out on a 4-day backpacking trip, which was a few weeks ago, and I took the Sawyer Micro as my sole water filter system. In fact, this green bag is what I carried for my filtration system, and you'll see, we'll talk about the Aquamira drops here in a minute. But the Micro Squeeze, why am I talking about this? Why is it so great? And let's just get into this, because this has, for now, replaced the VersaFlow, as well as my Sawyer Mini and the Sawyer Squeeze. Now, I've had the Sawyer Squeeze for, I've had the Micro Squeeze for several months at this point. I've been using it with the Select series filters, and I just recently picked up the Micro as a sole product available, but this is the same Micro that came off of my S1 Select filter. What's so great about this is you've got the weight savings of the smaller filter that is the same weight as the Sawyer Mini, as well as you've got awesome flow rate out of this. That is going to be the biggest benefit to this for me, is just a consistent, positive, awesome flow rate. Super happy with it. So that just is a quick idea of the filter. But what's really important to me about this whole system is I've got something that is really versatile. So I've not only got a filter that I can use just on top of my water bottle and just drink straight out of that with this cap here. So if I want to do that, I've got that option. I can also use this as a gravity system. And so the bags that I'm using with this water filter are the Cnoc Outdoors water bags. These are the Vecto bags, and I've got 3 different options here to be able to talk about kind of how this has evolved for me over the past, I don't know, 6 months or so. I first used the Cnoc bags in early summer when I went out to Granddaddy Basin with Jared, and I didn't have this blue bag at the time. I had just this one orange bag, and first impressions, really just fell in love with it, and I have not used any of the other bags that I have, like the Sawyer bags, for example, since getting this. Now, this bag has developed a pinhole leak, and how that happened, I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna look at how I can patch that and make it so that this continues to be a usable 2-liter bag. But because of that, I went ahead and purchased their new available 3-liter bag. And so I haven't used this one yet, but having that extra capacity is going to be really nice. And anytime I do a dry camp, I try to carry as much water as possible, which dry camps happen from time to time. And the weight difference between the 3-liter and the 2-liter is pretty negligible. So having that extra capacity, it was worth the investment for me on that. So I've now added a 3-liter Vecto bag to it. What I'm trying to get at with this, and why I enjoy this system so much, is the Vecto really functions well for quick filling of the bag, because you've got this slider system right here that allows you to open that straight up, get as much water in there as possible, so you're not having to use another device like a cup or whatever to be able to fill the bag like you do with the Sawyer bags or other types of like Evernew or whatever. Really enjoy this system. And so with that, using the filter right on the end of the bag, I can do that. But with this blue bag, which I could do it with this orange bag as well, but with the blue bag, the benefit is I've got the ability to create a really simple, without using a bunch of different extra things, like hacks and whatnot, just this coupler, screw the blue bag on there, and now I've got a full-on simple gravity system. And I've used this a few different times in this type of application. Really like it. Again, going back to the micro squeeze, what I love about the micro is in a gravity type of system where you're just letting it sit, what I noticed with the squeeze is over time I would get slower flow rates. And the benefit that I have seen to the micro is I have not experienced, to this point at least, a decrease in flow rate. And I spent time in silty water out of water pockets that are silty with sand and whatnot in the desert, and I probably filtered, gosh, maybe 12 to, I don't even know how many liters. It was a lot of water on that 4-day trip. And this thing just performed really well, and I'm super excited about it. So that is more or less my go-to hollow fiber filter system. When I am feeling a little bit more lazy, or I don't have as much confidence in the water that I am filtering, granted I should have full confidence in this, and I do absolutely have full confidence in this, but I always carry the Aquamira drops. The Aquamira drops are fantastic because they're super lightweight, they don't take up a lot of space in your pack, and you've got something that adds an additional level of purification and filtration to your water filtration system that is super reliable. So you do several drops of part A, several drops of part B, let it turn to the color of Mountain Dew or the same color as this bag, dump that into your water, and then let it sit for 20-30 minutes, which I understand that a lot of people don't like the idea of having to wait for their water to become safe to drink. That is what it is, whatever. Like, if that's your thing, then cool. But for me, I don't mind waiting, especially if it's doing so while I'm just sitting in camp anyway. And if I'm gonna be on the trail, I can wait 20 minutes before I drink. So these are going to be a backup, as well as something that I just carry when I want to have a little bit more confidence in the water that I'm drinking. So all of those items together create my current go-to backpacking water filtration system. So super happy with it, and would be interested to know what type of system you guys are carrying. But that's basically what I rely on and have been carrying for the past several trips. So if you follow the channel, you've seen me using these items, and this micro squeeze. I kind of don't want to get into the cliche nomenclature of saying that this is a game changer, but it might be a game changer in the sense of how versatile it is, good flow rates, and the weight savings compared to the Sawyer Mini. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, hit that little notification bell to get notifications when I post new videos on Mondays and Thursdays, as well as always, have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video.